It's Hip Hop School.
It's that time.
Past and present podcast.
It's that time.
All regions stand up.
On your feet.
North, South,
Everywhere.
East,
Where you at?
and West, Midwest.
Where you at?
Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the hip hop school. Be wrong in the ground called Primo Fur and Deja Rude, child. Get out your feelings, you get booed at the hip hop school. You know the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the hip hop school. Nigga can't be mad cause you got swag and easy cool. Bitch, I'm a motherfucking problem. Knowledge rule at the hip hop school. You know the rule. Act a fool. You gotta be tight with your tool when you go to the hip hop school. Can't look like that, come into son got artifacts. The truth is cruel, but that's just fuel at the hip hop school. Past and present.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop School Past and Present podcast.
Don't look like that, cause Mental Son got artifacts.
Oh. You know Mental Son got artifacts. Oh. I'm gonna have to ask you about a little piece of that song too. But anyway, I'm your girl D Asia, the assistant principal. We got Supreme Rock all the way over there under the symbol. He's the principal. We have Heezy, the dean of hip hop. We have Brother Truth, the agriculture teacher for all of your great greenery needs, as you can see. And we have a special guest tonight, you guys. We have the CEO and founder of the Uhuru Academy, Baba Amin. How you doing tonight, Baba?
I'm good. Is everybody hotepping up Black Power?
Yes. No, Savannah, Babadi, Baba. Had to get my little hotel on,
Hotep don't fuck with Lion King for the
record. Lion King is my favorite movie.
I ain't mad at it, man. My baby love Lion King, but every time Disney do a movie in Africa, they use animals instead of people. Fuck Disney.
I feel you. Class is definitely in session today. We got the teacher in the building.
Let's get it, man.
Yes, indeed. So, Baba, you actually did our intro song.
Yes.
That's the man.
It was an honor, you know what I'm saying? I did, man. Yo, shout out to my son Mozzie, man. He's working up a little mix for y'all too. He's working up a little old remix for it. We gotta fatten it up a little bit, master it, and make it sound like the 1 million subscribers y'all about to get, man. They got to hear that shit like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I was like, I listened to some of the lyrics. I said, did he say Deja rude child? I was like, but look, I be cutting up
y'all rude. I was trying to I was being sarcastic because all them people in the group when they little hurt feelings and shit, you know, they be crying.
They always get mad at me
because you and praying rude. Y'all be like, yeah, that was trash. You know what I'm saying? So y'all rude and y'all just hit them with that child. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be like, man, they was straight up with it, but wasn't no lies told. Get out your feelings.
No lies told.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. So before we get this thing started, like we do every week, we have a hip hop trivia question that is brought to you guys by our sponsor, Supreme Pull Up, Art of Facts, Clothing Company, and Graphics, Nature Spills, Art by Chunk G, the Uhuru Academy, Lit and Leisure Travel, and the Deaths of the Asia. The hip hop trivia question is, who was the first rapper to give a shout out to the RBGs? Again, who was the first rapper to give a shout out to the RBGs? You guys try to answer that question throughout the show. At the end, we will reveal the answer. Also, we have a giveaway from the Art of Facts Clothing Company, which is one of our sponsors. I'm going to put the instructions across the bottom on how to enter into the actual giveaway. What you would need to do, you need to go onto the YouTube channel, share this video, tag 25 people, and hashtag hip hop school past and present. Y'all go ahead and do that right now. If you're watching on any other platform, jump over there on their YouTube and share the video. So thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. It's gonna be a good one. So bye.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, I wanted to give the people an introduction for those who don't know who you are.
Yeah.
To give them an introduction of who you are. You are the CEO and co-founder of the Uhuru Academy. Can you tell the people what that's all about?
Oh yeah, man. I'll be real brief. I am the CEO. I am Baba Amin, CEO, co-founder, along with my beautiful wife and Koyo Ojuok of the Uhuru Academy, now Uhuru Academy Education Solutions. And we are just simply y'all, we the school. We the school that we all been asking for. We the school we all been waiting for Black children, for our children. All right. Founded in 2010, going even blacker and even stronger today, you know, and so it's an honor to do that. I've actually been an educator for over 30 years, you know what I'm saying? Also a hip-hop artist for over 25 years. And we kind of blend it all together, you know what I'm saying? And so it's an honor to be here.
That's good.
Beautiful
What made
thing.
you decide to do to start the Uhuru Academy? What was your inspiration behind it?
Just tired of putting band-aids on bullet wounds. You know what I'm saying? I partner with a lot of programs, working with young people, working with the community, because you got to bring some money into the household. You know what I'm saying? And just got tired, man. Just got tired of getting with programs that was poverty pimping, that was exploiting our people. You know, let us give a little knowledge to them, but at the end of the day, it was just about who was signing the sign-in sheet, and it wasn't about no real solutions. Because if you get people out of poverty, then you can't get no grant for the program. You know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those things where I just talked to the ancestors, talked to the creator, talked to my wife, you know what I'm saying? And was like, I have to do this. This is my mission. We have to do this. We got to go all out with it. In 2010, we walked away from our jobs and we started the Uhuru Academy because, like I said, we was tired of putting band-aids on bullet wounds. We want to be a part of a real solution. And we realized that real solutions ain't funded by the government, not real solutions for Black people.
Yeah, that's dope. And salute to y'all for doing that and staying strong.
Yeah, major salute.
So and
Major
I know
salute.
that you have a lot to give on the topic that we have tonight about
Oh yeah.
conscious rap being dead. Um, do you feel like conscious rap is something that is actually relevant to this
Yes.
day, or do you think it's relevant, or do you even think it's needed?
I think it's relevant, and I also think it's needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been a part of the streets, and conscious hip hop has always been a part of the streets. It may not have always been a part of the mainstream, but it's always been a part of the streets. I'm from Stop Six. You know what I'm saying? But I was able to walk in Butler, Stop Six full of Bloods. I was able to walk in Butler housing during the height of the gang thing in Fort Worth, the home of the killers, because I carried the red, black, and green with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I carried consciousness with me. So cats get it when they locked up. They get it on the corner. You know what I'm saying? So it's always relevant. It's always a part of. I ain't never been nowhere, and I don't walk through the projects in D.C. with Crips and Bloods from Fort Worth. But because we was carrying that consciousness with us, it wasn't nothing but respect. So it's always relevant. So yeah, I believe conscious hip hop is relevant, and it's damn show needed. If you say out the side of one of your mouth that they killing each other and doing all that with the music, then out the other side, you got to be down with music that's gonna bring a balance. So yeah, it's definitely needed, and it's not dead. It can't die.
Yeah. What is your actual? You know what? I realized that it's a lot of different levels to consciousness,
Right.
and people define it differently.
Right.
You have some people that they feel like they're conscious because they're into metaphysics. Or
Right.
you have some people they feel like they're conscious because maybe they have stepped away from religion.
Right.
You have some people that think they're conscious from just a social standpoint, like a political standpoint.
Right.
So it's many different levels to consciousness.
That's right.
When it comes to rap and what is conscious rap, what do you feel like is actually something that is defined as conscious rap? Or can you name an artist that you would say is a conscious rap artist?
Now, I'm gonna tell you, to me, conscious rap is reality rap. If it's your reality, then you aware. Conscious just means you aware. You know what I'm saying? So my first experience with conscious rap was really do it like a Geo with the Ghetto Boys. Shout out to Jay Prince. You know what I'm saying? Where you know what I'm saying, they was blending a lot of the gangster stuff, but they were throwing the social commentary in there. It's like, yeah, I'm gangster in the motherfucker, but I know what's going on too. So that was my first exposure conscious hip hop, you know. Then of course it was Public Enemy, you know what I'm saying, where you started getting rap where I'm not gonna talk about the street shit that I know. I'm just gonna bring this knowledge. But that don't mean they don't know what's going on in the streets. They just saying I'm gonna bring just the knowledge, 90% knowledge, 10% street. You know what I'm saying? And so if you socially aware, if you conscious aware, even in your hustling, even in whatever you building in the hood, whatever you doing, if you aware of the terrain, conscious. And hip hop, yeah, man, that's why it's the purest art form, because you see every level, you know. And cats who try to put one over the other, a lot of times they missing the point.
I agree. Hey, I agree with you, Bob. I mean, I was gonna ask you that too, you know, because it seemed like we need to redefine consciousness, you know, redefine conscious hip hop, because a lot of people look at it as, you know, we talking about Kemet, you know what I'm saying? We talking about you know, history and you know and all that. When really it's like what you said. It's about your reality. It's, you know, Pac had conscious songs. Cube got conscious songs, and a lot of people don't look at them.
Had conscious songs. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the Police is a conscious song.
Yeah. So I think we need to redefine what conscious hip hop is.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Consciousness redefine itself, man, because times change. A lot of people don't evolve with the times. A lot of people choose to stay where they at, and that's whatever, you know. But consciousness is just being aware of whatever your experience is, and hip hop is a tool that we can all use, you know what I'm saying, to express where we are, you know what I'm saying, at that time. So that's just what that is, you know what I'm saying. It's consciousness. Shit, Too Short was conscious, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was. He definitely got some conscious tracks for sure.
Right. You know what I'm saying. So, you know, even in the pimping, there's some consciousness in the pimping. You know what I'm saying. You just gotta listen to it and find it. You know. So yeah, man. We, you know, when you talk about it has a stigma. That name, it has a stigma with the hotel and that sort of thing, man. But if you listen to it and you say, man, ain't no lies told, then, you know, let it live.
That's what it is. Hell yeah.
I totally agree with that assessment, man. You know, I get into a lot of debates with people about what's conscious and what's not conscious, man. I said UGK got a lot of consciousness in it.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? You know, they had a song about police brutality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they dropped a lot of jewels in their music, man. I think that a lot of people, they try to box in what consciousness is. You know what I'm saying? If you're not talking about the sun, moon, and quasars and other stuff, then they figure that you're not conscious. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with that assessment, brother. Consciousness is a wide range of things, you know what I'm saying? Just depends on where you at the moment and where you trying to take it to.
Right. Everybody ain't eating Brussels sprouts and taking moringa off the top. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta you know how you gotta hide the medicine in the food. You know what I'm saying? And that's an effective thing. Man, every movement is a bridge for some people and a home for others, you know. And so hip hop, I think, has been the most effective bridge in the world for people to go from being blind to what's going on to understanding what's going on. And hip hop has translated that in a whole bunch of different languages, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, shout out to hip hop culture, period.
Hey, so speaking of hip hop, you know, going back to the beginning with you, when did you fall in love with hip hop? You yourself?
Man, the first album I ever owned, I was 8 years old. I'm older than y'all, man. I was 8 years old, and my big cousin, shout out to Mike, my big cousin Mike, man, he introduced me to hip hop by gifting me a record, the Sugar Hill Gang. Okay. You know what I'm saying? He gifted me that, and he gifted me the Message. You know what I'm saying, by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. And everybody in Eastwood thought he was crazy because he was one of the first hip hop heads in Fort Worth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so every time I went over my cousin's house, you know, he learned how to scratch, all that shit. He turned his mama garage, 3613 South Hughes. They done tore the house down now. He turned his mama garage into his room. And he had turntables in there. And every time I went over there, he like 7 years older than me. He in there cutting records. So I got hip to like, he was listening to shit that nobody in Texas was listening to. Mantronics, Just Ice. You know what I'm saying? Kraftwerk. You know what I'm saying? He was putting me on to all that. He was the first person to hand me a Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? That my 88. you know,
Yeah.
and all that, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I fell in love with it. I fell in love with it in elementary school. The other cats
In the
looking at me
beginning.
like it was weird for
Yeah.
like I remember them days. So that's how I got introduced to it and fell in love with it instantly.
So, Baba, when speaking of like your start, when you first started becoming a rapper or artist in hip hop, would you label yourself as a conscious rapper when you first started, or did you grow into being that?
When I first started, I was already a conscious man. You know what I'm saying? So like I got into hip hop because my best partner wanted to rap. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to rap. I wasn't interested in rapping. I was already teaching. I was already in Butler Housing, walking through projects, so-called projects, teaching Black history. You know what I'm saying? My best partner, my boy L.O. the G, he had aspirations of being a rapper, but he didn't have the oomph to get out there and make it happen. I always been a make it happen kind of cat. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of tricked me into started rapping with him. You know, I didn't think I could rap. So I wrote a little old verse and he was like, man, that shit tight, you know, whoop, whoop. And so we started a group called Eastside, and that's how I got into it. I was already about 22, 23 years old at the time, but I was already politically set. So everything I wrote had that in it. So even if we was doing party songs, it was going to be some minute where I talk shit about call the president a bitch or something. We going to do something inside of this, you know. And so that's how I got into it. But I was already there, like
Yeah.
when I got into hip hop.
That's dope that you had already became who you are now. And speaking of you writing, then you used to write for Vanilla Ice.
Hell yeah, for the right price, I make you tight too. It don't make me no difference. You know what I'm saying? I learned
Vanilla
early.
Ice, huh?
You was in a VIP posse?
In the VIP?
Well, I wasn't all in the posse like that. I'm a ghostwriter. That means I'm a ghost. You ain't gonna see me on no videos. You ain't gonna see me
Okay.
on none of that type of shit. I wasn't interested in none of that. You know,
You wasn't background dancing or
no,
no
I ain't
shit like
do
that.
none of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't write Ice Baby. You know, I worked with him a little later on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I found out early in the game that it's a difference between the culture, the music, and the business. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to survive in the business, you got to do business. You know what I'm saying? And so as a gifted writer, you know, I had the opportunity to write for some artists, man. And he was one of them, you know. And I ain't got any cool cat, man. You know, Ice used to go on tour with Public Enemy and all that type of shit, man. So, you know, we've had some very interesting conversations.
Did you write Rolling in My 5.0? That's probably something you wrote, Baba.
No, I wrote some later shit, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote some later. I ain't write none of that early stuff. I wasn't even in the game then. You know what I'm saying? I wrote some later stuff. He got a album that he did. Like, well, a lot of people don't know. This cat still make over $1 million a year off of music. You know,
I can believe it because Ice Baby was a very popular song. And
yeah, he's still getting $500,000 a year just off Ice Baby.
Yeah,
you know
I'm sure.
And like when he do shows, and it's the same with him, Tone Loc, other cats that cats think is gone, like Young emcee, all them. When they do shows, it be like 45, 50-year-old women throwing their Brazils at them. Because, you know, when you 50, you wear a Brazil. So they be throwing that shit up at them on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be packed. You know, so it's still a market out there for that, you know. So he had an album not too long ago called WTF that I wrote a lot of material on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, but he did good within his fan base.
So when you came out, was you Baba Amin at the time? Did you go by a different name?
Yeah, I was the DOK. I was the Descendant of Kings. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, and I was in the group with my boy L.O. the G called Eastside, because we was outside the east. We're out of the east side of Fort Worth. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Humanity started in the east, so we was
okay.
East. Yeah. So I was doing some fun days, man. We went out there, auditioned producers, man. Ran into my brother Zeno G. Shout out to Zeb Bennett, you know what I'm saying? And put a demo. Back in them days, you had to do demos and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And we cut a demo. My boy Z, our producer, he had played J-Cole ball with Patrick Bates, who was a first-round draft pick of the Oakland Raiders at the time, out of Texas A&M, and also Kevin Smith, who was a DB with the Dallas Cowboys. He shot our demo to them. Next thing I know, we was on a plane to LA to chill with Patrick Bates, man. And next thing you know, they formed a little label. We brought it back to Texas. First, they was trying to get us on death row, but we didn't want to be.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't want.
okay.
We got to record at Can-Am Studios and all that. You know what I'm saying? And it was a powerful experience, but it didn't take us long to realize we didn't belong on the road. Plus, I didn't really want to come out if I couldn't come out in Texas. And shout out to my brother. We just talked the other day, the DOC. You know what I'm saying? He kind of blazed the trail for DFW. You know what I'm saying? But he had to go out to LA to do it. He was in DFW grinding like a mud. He was doing a radio song. I remember I used to wake up in the morning and he had a song on the call. I hate to go to work.
You got connections to DOC.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hit him up and tell him come on to hip hop school, pass the present.
I definitely holler at him. You know what I'm saying? He a beautiful brother, man. He a beautiful brother. He wants to work with us with the school and everything. And yeah, man, I say help.
Yeah, I like DOC.
Yeah, I helped him scout some talent, and he real cool with my partner Z. You know what I'm saying? So it's an honor to know him, man. He's a beautiful brother.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So, Abba, speaking of ghostwriting, do you still ghostwrite for artists right now today?
Man, like I say, for the right price, I'll make you tight. You know what I'm saying? Now the Uhuru Academy is all encompassing though. So I haven't really been able to focus on the hip hop business, you know what I'm saying, like I used to. So over the last 10 years or so, I haven't really been writing for anybody major, you know what I'm saying? I've done stuff for some people local, regional, that sort of thing, but nothing major. Artists that people are trying to get to pop, that sort of thing, So I stay on call. If my boy Z needs something for an artist that he's developing, I'm right there. If my boy VI out of Fort Worth needs something for an artist, I'm right there. But other than that, it's all education all the time. Unless me and my wife doing something, I goes right for Ebony Essence.
Hey, that's what's up. I was just about to bring that up because you don't rap by yourself all the time.
Nah.
You had mentioned it earlier. You rap with your queen and Koyo. Absolutely. So how is it being the Ashford and Simpson of the Ashford and Simpson of conscious hip hop? Man,
it's really cool, man. You know what I'm saying? It balances me out. It balances me out, man. And it's something that's intimate for us. When we was dating, we would talk about our lives. She would talk to me about it, and then I would kind of put it to rhyme. And then one day I just finally said, "How does sound?" Boom. And she was like, "Yeah, I like that." I was like, "You think you could do that?" She was like, "Yeah," and then next thing you know, our first song, Breaking Cycles, was born, and then we was like, "Man, let's use this as a tool." And my wife is a ride or die. She's like, "Man, let's go get it. You get it, I'm getting it." I was like, "Let's go," and it kind of balanced me out because, emceeing is a lot of machismo and ego, what I'm saying, natural, so bringing my queen along allowed me to focus, keep my mind on the big picture and not getting caught up with like smashing motherfuckers on the mic, because I'm a beast when I want to be.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy is I've watched y'all perform before, and I actually didn't know what to expect, because the thing is like I said, everyone has their own definitions of what conscious rap is, right?
Right.
So for me, it is a whole bunch of like, even though I don't gravitate towards that thing, but for me, it is like when I would think about it, I think about like people like a Public Enemy, even Project Pat, to be honest, what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so it's just like when you have people who are associated with different things, and with you actually being an educator, you actually you own a whole school out here, right?
School.
So when I was thinking about, okay, what this man finna do, what he about to do, you know what I'm saying? Because what this finna give, right? And when I actually listen to y'all and seeing y'all perform, it's so energetic, it's so dope. Like I'm talking about, you be so hype, you forget there's some conscious shit, right? Because you just like, it's some song about we are gods or something like that.
Yeah, God.
When I tell you,
people are gods.
You would bust a sweat. You would bust a sweat jumping around to that song. And I think that something like that is so dope, because it has that energy, and then it delivers this message. It's positive, and then that energy is hype. People could gravitate towards it, the young, the old, you know what I'm saying? And so that's a dope song. It's good to see y'all do that together. And I'm impressed with you being able to do that and be an educator as well. Does sometimes with you being an educator also sometimes does that make it a little harder with your creative ability with writing rhymes?
No, it don't, man. It don't. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. You know what I'm saying, man? Because you have to be creative if you're if you're an African-centered educator. Because type of educator I am, I didn't have a blueprint when I opened up the Uhuru Academy. You can't go to college and learn how to teach at the Uhuru Academy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always creating curriculum, creating lessons. So I'm always creating, right? And then when it comes to the hip hop, that's a tool. So I don't have no problem. Like if I cuss, if I say nigga, if I do all of that is in the spirit of communicating with my audience. You know what I'm saying? So
and it's relatable too. It's relatable because
right.
if you try to cut all that out, people not gonna be able to relate to you.
Right.
Then it's gonna be like,
I don't write raps for children. I don't rap for my children. Like my children have to ask me if I do hip hop. I build schools for children. I'm rapping to my generation. I'm rapping to grown folks. You know what I'm saying? So I use grown folk language. I ain't trying to be young and all that type of shit. I'm trying to use my gift to express to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So there's no problem. There's only certain songs I play for my students, right? And then if I get an inspiration to do something that's sexual or something that's off the cuff, I got places where I go to do that too.
Hey, but speaking of what the agent said, I seen y'all perform that song too. And when I seen y'all perform it, you know, where we was at, it was a few older people, right? Some younger people too, but it was a few older people. And the older people was getting down too. So like the agent said, when y'all perform that song and that energy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thanks, man. Look, man, music is a universal language, man. If you feel it, you know, you gotta have skill, but you gotta feel it. You gotta bring that energy. Why get up there and do it if you're gonna be shy? Talk like, yeah, what y'all doing? What's up? Like I can tell when a rapper is shy and insecure. You know what I'm saying? I see it in gangster rappers. I see it in conscious rappers. All of them. Why you gonna be scared if you don't get up there? You know,
that's great.
My wife be tripping off of me because I don't know. I don't know better that old dude with gray hair and a beer belly ain't supposed to be hyped when he on stage. I don't know.
Both of y'all though.
I only know one way to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I only know one way to be. And so we enjoy doing it, man. And it really fuels our marriage in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? Because we laugh so hard when we come off stage.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so it's live, and she just like her name is Nkoyo, which means woman who can do all things. You know, and she just be proving it. You know what I'm saying? Left and right. You know, so we just enjoy ourselves, man, and it's a blessing that the people enjoy it too. And we ain't trying to we don't try to talk over people's heads, man. I do my best when I write to the people. Like I want you to relate to what we're talking about.
Yeah. Real spill. And you know what? Since you mentioned the meaning of her name, I actually wanted to ask you, what is the meaning of Baba Amin? What is the meaning behind your name?
Well, it's cool, man, because you know the community named me. You know, like when we formed the Temple of New African Unity, and the principal Supreme Rise, a founding member, he like the deacon of the temple. You know what I'm saying? We decided that we was gonna name each other. So Baba means father or leader, you know, and Amin means trustworthy friend. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and so and Ojuok means one who walks in the path of God, you know. So Baba Amin Ojuok, you know, is the father who's a trusted friend that walks in the path of God. So that's what that is.
Okay, I could get that.
What about your MC name, the DOK? What is that? Where that come from?
The DOK, man, it got two meanings, right? So DOK is descend of the kings in English, you know, but when you go to supreme mathematics, it's divine cipher king. You know what I'm saying? And so my boy Low helped me with that. He gave me, because I didn't really have no rap name when I came into it. I was just Steve. You know what I'm saying? And so I ain't had no rap name. He was like, man, come up with something. Well, you know, I'm always teaching the history. I was into that. I'm a king, so I come from kings. So I just wanted to reference my ancestry. So the DOK came out, the descent of the kings, you know. And they was like, well, we already got a DOC. I'm like, that's all right. I'm gonna meet him one day. He gonna be cool with it. You
That's what's up.
And that's exactly what happened, you know. So that's where that came from. That's where the descent of the kings came from. because that's what we come from. That's what I come from. Like, I know I'm a Mende in my bloodline. You can't tell me I don't come from some kind of nobility or some type of leader or chief, because that's how I walk. That's how I move.
Yes, indeed. That's what's up. You did a song with Supreme Ra, and you've done a couple. Y'all did a couple of songs together,
We've
right?
done quite a few. You
Yeah, and you had a song with CG called "Told Us," and I
know,
actually ended up. I
yes.
was in a video, y'all. I had killed me a cracker. I felt real good about it. I killed me a cracker. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, you know what I'm saying.
And the Miller Stop Sick.
I was like, yeah, I got this motherfucker today.
Right. And the Miller Stop 6, But I'm gonna tell y'all something. One of the highlights of my hip hop career was bringing Supreme Ra Africa out of retirement.
Out of retirement?
Yeah, he went. He
had
put the mic down. You know what I'm saying? He had put the mic
been
down.
flagrant ever since.
Yeah,
know that.
Flagrant ever since, man. He sat down in the lab with me. I'm like, man, we're gonna make this shit happen. Got no by hook or crook. And next thing you know, the whole Nat Turner music was born. We executive produced that together.
Oh, okay.
You know what's so crazy? I really appreciated, like, in that video that I was actually in.
Bro.
I appreciated the creativity of it, because with people doing conscious rap and everything,
Right.
and a lot of things that our people actually experienced, we weren't there.
Right.
We just deal with the impact of it and what came of it, but we weren't actually there. So sometimes I'm one of those people that I don't watch slave movies. I wouldn't even have my kids to watch slave movies. Like, we're not learning our history that way. I'm not into that. I'm not into watching us in those type of positions, right?
Yeah.
But actually being a part of that video and kind of just making it one of those types of scenes, so to speak, it kind of made me understand a little bit better of what our people actually went through. If that makes any sense. It wasn't like it wasn't a harsh, like, crazy video, but just the planning and the things that we have to do and actually reenacting it, it gives you a better sense of what actually happened.
Well, the thing is, we ain't got to carry it around with us 24/7, Deja, but we can't forget neither.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got to carry it around. Like, everything got its place. Conscious hip hop got its place. You know what I'm saying? And it's really to make sure you don't forget. Black folks gonna party. We gonna have fun. That's what we do. But we gotta have an element out there that say, but don't forget. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget where we came from. Don't forget what we went through. And so that's what Told Us did for me, because CG, and shout out to CG, shout out to Sean.
Shout out to CG, yeah.
And he did a great job of tying the past with the present. That was his whole concept.
It was fire.
Yeah, it was fire. And that's a man who truly has lived being in the streets and then experiencing consciousness and blending them both together.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing false. Ain't nothing false about Sean Gage. Nothing.
I want to add on something, man. Just a testament on how great of an MC and person you are, Baba. Like, I didn't like this nigga before I met him. Right. My little brother, shout out to Rap Junk, Steve Junk,
King of the Funk. KOTL.
He been knowing Baba for years, right? I had never met him. And my brother would always say, man, you need to meet this nigga Dot. This nigga, he remind me of you. I'm like, yeah. And he would always brag, this nigga, how cool and smart and shit he was. I'm like, man, I really don't want to meet this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Why you keep talking about this nigga, man? So we finally met, and I was like, oh, yeah, this nigga smart the motherfucker. And he can rap. You know what I'm saying? And I instantly humble myself, like, I know it's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see why I was so impressed with it. You know what I'm saying? And then when I heard him rap, I was like, oh shit, we got to do something with this shit. Right. So he definitely sparked my interest into picking up the mic again, man. And we came up with the Nat Turner Music Project, man, which is a dope ass slept on RBG classic album, man. And shout out to Bob. I mean, shout out to the DOK, man, for inspiring me to pick up the mic again.
We was in my house.
Cool story, bro.
After song, doing what we got to do. But you inspired me too, because I didn't know what I was gonna do with music, really. You know what I'm saying? So that brought me black out, you know. And so yeah, man, it was live, man. That shit, that whole era right there, that whole period right there was crazy, you know. Y'all crazy, man. God damn. I was like, man, I ain't know when I really got deep in the movement, I was gonna be surrounded by crazy people.
Hey, speaking of albums, right? Last time we was in person, last time when I was in South Carolina, you played an album for me that you and your partner, the East, that y'all came out with.
Right, East Side the Battlefield.
Yeah. So
yeah, East Side the Battlefield, man.
So what year? So that came out in like '99, right? So how was the process of making? And it's a dope album, y'all. Just
appreciate
for real, for people listening, I done heard it. The songs he played for me, I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, this cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't really.
Well, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I ain't never paid for studio time in my life. You know what I'm saying? And pardon, we talking hip hop, so I'm a certain way, you know, when we talk about this shit, right? So I ain't never paid for studio time in my life, man. I'm a first round draft pick, man. And when me and my partner got in the game, like I say, man, all I need is 15 minutes of anybody's time. When Z, we met Z, we recorded the demo. As soon as Bass heard it, he flew us out to LA. He played it for Pup, who was, you know, Dallas, the Cowboys winning championships back then. You know what I'm saying? He played for Pup. Pup like, nah, we finna build this shit in Arlington. So exactly where the Arlington Stadium is right now, what used to be there was a building where our studio was.
Right. Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so they started Billy Badass Records, then turned into Puppet Dog Unlimited Records. And that's where we recorded East Side the Battlefield. And back then it wasn't no such thing as Pro Tools. Everything was analog, you know. So that album sounds so good. We had one of the best producers in hip hop at that time, a brother by the name of Richie Rich. He came in to engineer. My boy Z produced most of the tracks, you know what I'm saying? And so when you listen to it, you listening to like old school, real by ear type stuff. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no
like a G-funk vibe.
Yeah, ain't no auto tune.
Real still. No, it's cold.
You know what I'm saying? And so
I went and listened to. I'm listening to. I'm like, bro. I'm like, Baba, this is cold. I'm like, how did y'all not get on with this? Like, you know what I mean?
And I'm gonna tell you, the '90s was a golden era in hip hop. And as much hip hop as you heard, is a lot of great shit that ain't nobody ever heard.
That's true. You know? That's true. That's true. Because I'm still going back, hearing shit like, damn, I missed that shit. Like, where the fuck was that? You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy shit is that like cats overseas done grabbed onto it. And I get people from Europe in my inbox every day. I give you $1,000 for an original Battlefield CD.
I can believe
I give you $2,000 for an original Battlefield.
Wow.
CD. Like when you go on YouTube and you look up East Side the Battlefield, we didn't post none of that. Every time you see an East Side the Battlefield song, is posted by somebody in Europe.
Damn.
Well, guess what? I actually just found the East Side Battlefield song, Smooth Shit, and we're going to take a listen to it. We done did all this talking about how Baba Amin put it down on the mic, so we're going to give you guys a listen to it. Let me see if I could get this shirt properly. Hold on, y'all. Let me see.
I ain't heard it, so yeah.
Yeah, them were the days. Like that cover, that ain't our cover.
Oh, somebody made that.
That's some shit they did overseas.
That's you with the Reds too.
Yeah, that's me with the locks. That's a young Bob.
With the schoolhouse. 2 arms.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's staticky. No,
you fucked up.
Had a battle. And in this battle, a soldier had his head blown off by a cannon. Well, the story
coming up in my city, it's been understated fact that the system gives no pity to a people with the lack. Working hard to stay alive has been a struggle to survive. Bust our nuts, just a hustle, so this demon not despise. We're doomed to the end if we don't get on our job. You speak of revolution, grab your back, let's go with mob. See, we got to let them know that we have no time to nag. Hang his truth, destroy the truth, misguide his youth, and burn his flag. Then it's on, see, I speak to bring total side to this homo. Folk was dropping like flies from the east side. throughout the promo. Popo would pay for pass, bringing the wave of blacks. I for an eye to die, and nothing brings it back. For all victims to the platoon of digits, no resurrection. See, life would be death within the room. Cool abide by the rules of these east side tunes. Look in the night sky and see us on the moon. Give me room in this battlefield. Would you fall? Would you crumble? Would you buckle? Would you surrender? You rise. In this battlefield, we standing tall, welcome all, grab a hand if you can withstand the fire. In this battlefield, would you fall, would you crumble, would you buckle, would you surrender, you rise? In this battlefield, we standing tall, welcome all, push them up if you can withstand the fire.
Now picture everything, it's black, causing chaos with every lit match, attacks with ball bats, random robbing and murder.
Oh man, why is gonna try to do that on Baba verse?
Every cause she's in trouble, I pledge allegiance to her. Line my pockets with money, lacing my mind with gang. They push me with pressure, but punk, I'm blind to pain. My brain is up. Survival anticipated, eliminated my rival, my voodoo too complicated, manipulated by forces. My brothers run different courses like horses with no direction. My sisters with no protection. The section that's full of colors, black folks, sisters and brothers. We all gon' pop the hater. East side hit up my neighbor, funky town to Jamaica, black, Jamaica to Asia, black, from Asia to California. I'm gonna put static on you. We chill when we chill, we kill when we kill. Will my people keep it real on the battlefield? In this battlefield. Would you fall, would you crumble, would you buckle, would you surrender, you rise? In this battlefield, we standing tall, welcome on, grab a hand if you can withstand the fire. In this battlefield, would you fall, would you crumble, would you buckle, would you surrender, you rise? In this battlefield, we standing tall, welcome on, push them up if you can withstand the fire. You catch a beating in this battlefield. Your whole front line's been dropped. The bomb dropped, creating shattered shit. You can't welcome for more.
Yes, indeed. That was dope. This computer keep going in and out. It's be kind of hard when you do the share screen versus you can put it into the thing.
Yeah,
it make it kind of hard. But we was able to listen to you. You was on that second verse spitting.
Yeah, that was a young DOK, you know what I'm saying? So we was political, you know what I'm saying, even back then, you know, but then we had some others on the album where we was partying, you know, one called City, another one called Southern Funk, which is one of my favorites, you know, on there, man. So it was a good time, man. It was a good time. Shout out to Kevin Smith. You know, he built the studio, and back then studios cost 6 figures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we had a whole studio built, you know, around that project, you know what I'm saying? And then we brought in other artists from the city, Six Deuce and L Dog, Genocide, all them would come through, you know what I'm saying? And it was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing.
Yes, and DCG, he in the comments, he said that Stay Up was the coldest song on their album.
Yeah, that's the one that CG like, you know what I'm saying? And Stay Up was good. I love the whole project, you know what I'm saying? Just being a part of it.
Check it out.
And we started writing it like in 96. It came out in 98. And you know, it was a trip. We was doing shows and all that, but nobody really understood the music business. The NFL players behind us didn't understand the music business. We didn't understand the music business, but we did put out a classic album, you know what I'm saying? And it ended up inspiring a lot of cats in Fort Worth and in the hood to get up and do their thing, you know, and opened up a lot of doors for me inside the industry. So I'm very proud of that project.
Yes, indeed. So let me run this trivia question back. Those of you who are watching, try and answer this hip hop trivia question. Who was the first rapper to give a shout out to the RBGs? Again, who was the first rapper to give a shout out to the RBGs? Also, we have a giveaway from one of our sponsors, Artifacts Clothing Company, a t-shirt giveaway. In order to enter into the giveaway and possibly win one of these t-shirts, you need to just follow the instructions that's down at the bottom that's coming across the ticker. Make sure that you share this video from the YouTube channel. You use the hashtag Hip Hop School Past and Present, tag at least 25 people. You make sure and you use the hashtag, because we're not going to be able to trace you if you do not use the hashtag, and you just want to encourage them to actually subscribe to the YouTube channel. So y'all drop down in the comments, try to answer the question.
Shout out to Artifacts. I got my hoodie on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. He got everybody. He rocking Artifacts. That's the Artifacts hat. The website is www.artifactsclothing.com. It's some dope stuff. I'm talking about from t-shirts. You got leggings, hoodies, dresses, duffel bags. Go on, get your money. You got all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's really nice. Y'all definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, go check it out.
Man, if y'all think like the 40-something-year-old barber show was hype, what y'all think that shit was like back then? You know what I'm saying?
With the locks.
Like,
you was probably up there with like Waka Flocka.
Hey, we used to open up for Kelly. We opened up for Master P. We opened up for Tila when he had that song pop. We opened up for Outkast, you know what I'm saying? And like Cass used to have to come out and start over. Like, you better play your hits first, because when I open up for you, you can't be no love, because by the time I get done, they warm. Like the crowd is hot.
I can only, like, the energy, the type of show that you put on right now, I can only imagine how it was back then.
Oh man, it was crazy.
I can only imagine.
My favorite thing to hear after the show was, who was that nigga? That was my favorite thing. When I heard that, like, yeah, I got him. That's what I'm talking about.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I remember when I was 14 years old, how instrumental Public Enemy was to me and my development as far as knowledge of self, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's anybody out there right now today that can have that type of effect on the youth? Because I talk to a lot of people that's my age, and there's a lot of people that has knowledge of self, and they always give it up to Public Enemy.
Right.
Who out there now is relevant and powerful enough to have that effect on the youth?
Man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been looking. And I think because consciousness has been redefined so many ways, and I think it's been watered down a lot in the mainstream. Like, you see a J. Cole and all them that'll bring some, but not. I don't think they make transformational music. I think they make very provoking.
Not to cut you off. So that's what I mean by I feel like conscious hip hop is dead, because there is nobody out there like that can transform somebody's life, that I know of. But you know, some cats be like, well, Juice WRLD did it, or such and such did it. So maybe when I talk to my students,
man, when I talk to my students, it's really more about coping emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like this generation seem to be dealing more with mental health than conscious, like personal mental health than politics. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that might be an offshoot of them dealing with what we dumped on them with our generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With a lot of us being incarcerated, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, just not letting go of our youth long enough to become parents, you know. So a lot of the young people that I work with, if they hear somebody that's connecting with them emotionally, that's who they rock with.
Y'all know what? I feel like the one person who could have possibly did what Supreme is talking about as far as making this transformative was Nipsey Hussle in this generation.
Right.
And he's no longer here anymore.
Right.
So it be taking a long time to get cats like that now. Like at first, you know, like back in the 80s, the golden era, up until like the mid 90s and everything, it was a whole bunch of that.
Yeah.
But now, you know, like Pop, when Pop got killed, we had Pop. Pop gets killed. It took a long time for somebody to come along to have like that impact to actually be able to move the youth in a certain direction, and then also be doing something that is positive, that where they could actually see, and he's relatable. They like his music or whatnot. I personally didn't like Nipsey Hussle music. I feel like that nigga can't rap. He sound like a conscious Silk the Shocker to me. But I like him as a person. You know, I definitely like him as a person. Like I love me. I like Nipsey Hussle before.
Yeah, he cold.
I like Nipsey Hussle before I even actually listened to his, because I would just be listening to him talk or whatever. I love Nipsey Hussle, the man, right? So, but a lot of people love his music, right? And so
Yeah.
I feel like he was that one that we had.
You know
I
what?
don't feel like it was one after Pop except Nipsey Hussle.
Right.
You know what? You know what's
Or two or three. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I think it's not something it's organic. You know, that natural leader. And I think it's a lot of them out there that want to, but it's a legitimate fear going on too. Once you get inside the game, you start seeing how the game works, and you understand what the risk factors are when you start trying to empower people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of cats try to sprinkle it in. You know, I think Mo3 had a lot of potential, you know what I'm saying, to move the needle, you know what I'm saying, but couldn't climb up out of that beef wave or whatever, you know what I'm
You
saying?
know what, Baba? I want to disagree with you on that one because I feel like Mo3 didn't have the ability to actually be transformative as far as having an actual impact in a positive direction for the youth. I think more so Mo3 had the ability to transform music, the sound.
Yeah.
I think he was unique, and I had the ability to kind of do that music wise, but not so much
Well,
as
I
like
think he
a
was a
conscious
cat.
cat that can
I think he was a cat who
transform.
knew better, but wasn't strong enough to do better.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think you get a lot of cat man. It's a lot of people. I've met a lot of artists in the game who knew better, but they just didn't have the willpower to do better. You know, and like y'all, I turned down multi-million-dollar opportunities because I knew better and I was determined to do better. You know,
Yep.
and
Because
if
everything that glitter ain't gold.
if me and Lo would have just stuck to some gangster shit, we'd have been on the road. We'd have been all right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I wasn't willing to do that. We wasn't willing to do that, you know. But everybody not gonna make that play. Everybody not gonna say, well, shit, I'm gonna turn that down and go back to the house, try to find a job. Everybody ain't gonna do that.
Right.
Yeah, you know, a lot of artists gonna say, shit, man, whatever gonna keep that check rolling in, whatever gonna keep the rent paid, whatever gonna get me on, that's what I'm gonna do. So you got a lot of them out there that know better. They just don't have the willpower or the resources to do better because the motherfuckers pulling the strings, signing the checks, they want a certain formula. They in business. They ain't worried about they in sex and violence sales in America. Again, if you ain't up on that shit, then yeah, we ain't gonna back you. So a lot of them, man, and that's why a lot of the artists be tortured souls because that ain't them that you see.
Yeah.
And when but that say, oh, I want to do this. Like if NBA Youngboy wake up tomorrow and say, yo, man, I'm trying to do this. Everybody that's eating off of them gonna be like, you see this new shit this nigga on? Now nigga, same form that got us where I'm at. And that's gonna mess with him as an artist.
Yeah, but that brings up a point though. It's crazy, you know, speaking about transformative artists, you know what I'm saying? You talk about Nip was like the last one. I think another one was Dolph. You know what I'm saying? So it's like do we just not recognize it until, you know what I mean, they, you know, unfortunately lose their life, or you know what I mean? We just not picking up on it. We just not pushing the right ones out there. You know what I mean?
You know what? I don't think it's a thing where it's like we're not recognizing it. I feel that what's actually happened, and I don't know how I skipped over Dolph, you know, and went straight to Nip. But both of them, Nip and Dolph, because actually we actually had Dolph's close childhood friend on the show last week. And, you know, he was talking about his upbringing and being around Dolph. Y'all make sure y'all go check that video out too. Right. And while y'all over there, make sure y'all go ahead and share this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But the thing is, I feel like the difference between Dolph and Nip, and I think it was kind of, it's something like how Baba was saying, like how it's certain, you know, some people still be like in the street, like if they kind of in the streets and got certain beefs and everything, it doesn't translate the same. Right. Where else it's like they gotta evolve past that part. The artist gotta evolve past that part where it is some potential to have that impact, but in order for it to actually be impactful, they have to evolve past that part. I think Nip was actually there, where else Dolph needed to evolve a little bit more to be able to reach them in a way where it could be transformative and it won't be like a cult type thing.
Well, the thing is though, like when you get people like Dolph and Nip, You know what I'm saying? They're transformative because we're watching them transform. But in their transformation, right? I think one of the things that happens, man, when you in the streets, just because you going positive don't mean your enemies are. You know what I'm saying? And one of the risks you run when you try to go positive is that your security get lax. Because you spreading all this black love, you think it's love everywhere, but it's people.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's still people out there that hate you. You know what I'm saying? So you may want to flip it up, but my advice to be for anybody that's flipping up, transitioning from the streets into a businessman or businesswoman that's trying to build an empire, don't be lax on your security though. You know what I'm saying? Like don't, you can flip your message, but a lot of shit need to say the same. And then you got to keep your troops riled up and ready to go. Like, yeah, y'all, I'm getting kumbaya, but my killers need to stay killers.
That's a word. That's a word. That's a word right there.
Go ahead, True.
Oh, you could go ahead. You could go ahead.
So Baba, who would be your top 5 conscious rappers
of all time?
Yeah.
Damn, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. I'm gonna exclude myself for the purpose of this list. You know what I'm saying? But understand that I'm an arrogant motherfucker.
I feel like you need to put yourself on there. I like arrogant people. Pop your collar.
Toot your own
horn.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm number one in my book, because I have multi-million-dollar skills and I chose to use my tool to uplift those around me, like to use it. And I use hip hop as a tool to uplift others. You know what I'm saying? So I'm my favorite. But then I'm gonna rock with I gotta rock with Rakim. I gotta rock with Scarface. Okay. I consider Face to be one of the best conscious rappers of all time. He's my favorite rapper of all time. So I'm gonna go with Rakim, I'm gonna go with Face. This is no particular order. Rakim, Face, KRS-One, Chuck D, definitely Chuck D when it comes to conscious rappers. And let's see, who would I put in there?
I know who you put.
Who?
Bun B.
Yeah, Bun and Pimp. Like UGK is a conscious group for me. You know what I'm saying? But you got Bun and Pimp, but then you got, I should love X Clan. I should love Brother J from X Clan. I'm just gonna give him a shout out. You know what I'm saying? I should love that cat, man. I love his words. I love what he delivered. You know what I'm saying? So he was one that stood. I should love Cam too, out the West Coast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know so I used to really dig Cam. And then Pac. I mean, Pac is the GOAT. So I guess I gotta put Pac in there. You know what I'm saying? White man's world, so many tears. Like Pac painted a picture with his words like no other rapper. On Death Around the Corner, that dude said, I was raised in the city. Shitty ever since I was an itty bitty kitty, drinking liquor out my mama titty. And smoking weed was an everyday thing in my household. And drinking liquor till you're out cold. Man, that dude said drinking liquor out his mama titty. I said, oh, his mama alcoholic. He painted that picture like a buck. So I gotta put Pac in there too.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't mean to veer off right quick, but we had this argument in the school about Pac and his lyricism and is he a lyricist, right? And people say he wasn't a lyricist. Biggie was more of a lyricist. To me, he's one of the greatest lyricists ever.
Yeah.
Where did you fall on Pac being a lyricist? And what's your definition of lyricist?
My definition of a lyricist is multifaceted. So wordplay is cool. You know what I'm saying? I like wordplay. But you can hear cats who got great wordplay, but they can't put a story together. You know what I'm saying? They catchy. And it's cool to be catchy if you into catchy. Like I'm into pro wrestling too. You know what I'm saying? So Hulk Hogan was catchy. You know what I'm saying? So you got cats in the game that's real fucking catchy. Like Redman is catchy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really good. But a lyricist for me is an artist. My favorite type of lyricists are artists that the people feel. If you can say complicated things while speaking the people's language, you the best lyricist to me. You know, and I think Pac did that.
That's why CG, he was in the comments, he was laughing at me because I had said that not necessarily like I had said that Project Pat is a conscious rapper to me. He is conscious to me because he telling me how to do what I need to do before I jump off the damn porch. So to me, that's conscious to me. He telling me like, oh, this is how it is out here. He putting in the way, he putting it in the
he not
form.
sensationalizing it. You know what I'm saying? He giving it to you where it's no lies told.
It's straight rap.
Yeah,
and
it's straight rap.
That to me, that's conscious.
Man, everybody got a language, right? Every region got a language. You know what I'm saying? And so if you speaking in that language and you dope at it, do your thing. For example, I'm not a Wu-Tang fan. I never have been. I tried to be, but I just aesthetically, it ain't for me.
There's just too many of them niggas.
I'm Southern to the stump, right? But I will never deny the fact that Raekwon, Method Man, RZA, they are masters at their craft.
Ghostface.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The whole that crew, they are masters at their craft, man. I just don't speak that language culturally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I don't take nothing away from them as lyricists. And you can't deny that the people felt them.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
They definitely, I feel like the Wu-Tang Clan, they have the biggest following of all any artist, any group. I'm just like the Wu-Tang Clan is all across the board. Like I'm talking about, they have like this cult following.
Right.
Like,
right. And they don't need me to like their music. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
hey, so
not an impact though.
So who you like now? I know you might not have time to listen to too much new stuff, but you know what I mean.
I gotta balance it, man. I got the me and my wife, things got good, and we had 3 babies in the 6 year
right.
You know what I'm saying? So now it be kids bopping shit. So I be like, damn, But when I do get a chance to listen to hip hop, I like Cyrock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
I like what she do. I still like Kendrick, but then I'm an older cat. So, lately I've been back in my era. So I've been re-listening to Pac. I've been rediscovering Kanye lately. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just listening to him and I'm just listening to him as a writer. He may be he is one of the greatest writers of his generation. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, hold on now, because they say he gonna be writing this shit though. They say everybody else
he writing enough of it. He conceptualizing and he writing enough of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when you get to a certain level, like Snoop, like when you're doing shows every day, when you got fashion and all these companies, if you don't write, it's not because you can't write, it's because you don't have time to write.
For sure.
Some of these cats are getting ghost writers, not because they need a ghost writer because of their skill level. They just got to get a ghost writer because I got 5 interviews tomorrow. I got to fly to Egypt next week. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. So not
they got different business endeavors.
Right. So not everybody hire ghost writers are hiring because they can't rap.
So do you fuck with South Walker?
Yes. I fuck with South Walker, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I've always had an affinity for pimp music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. I like a good gorilla pimping.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm on your job.
We all do.
Yeah.
Like I like me a good old gorilla pimp. I like the Too Short.
You know what I'm saying? But I've always had an affinity for that since Too Short came out.
Me too. I love Too Short.
Because I think it's because I'm an educator and everything is mental with us.
Yeah.
And so when it comes
to a story,
that's more of a mental game.
We'll accept that answer, brother. We'll accept
that. I gotta balance it out. But I fucks with South Walker, man. You know what I'm saying? I like what he's doing. I like what he's trying to do as far as bringing people together. It's just that
ownership. Yeah, got ownership. You know what I mean?
When you put the game out there, people gonna try to poke holes in it. You know what I'm saying? So I just pray he don't extend itself too far. Keep your circle tight so you can make sure your ship looks sturdy at all.
Who was your favorite?
You said something about flying to Egypt. They might be over there to Egypt and everything. And I know a lot of our people, and I'm kind of switching gears a little bit, but we're gonna circle back. We're gonna split in the block. Yeah. I like to spin a block sometimes. So, a lot of our people, we got knowledge of stuff, and we look to Egypt. And I sometimes I'm guilty of using the word hotep in a derogatory term.
Right.
I'd be like, oh, that's a hotepian or something, you know,
Right.
like when, like, if you doing all this, what I'm doing right now, I'd be like, okay, that's a hotepian or whatever. I kind of had a got to a point where I'm like, okay, we when we trace back our ancestry or whatever, and we talk about the transatlantic slave trade, they say we came from West Africa.
Right.
So Egypt is not in West Africa.
Right.
So the thing is, it's like, but Egypt was Egypt was developed, and it was glamorized to me, and it's like I feel like a lot of people don't want to connect with West Africa because of the development in the civilization at that particular point and how the society was at that particular point. And it's, to me, a lot of people don't want to connect with it. And I think sometimes us over here, we get to a point where we tie all of Africa in together. Or whatever, and we just feel like, oh, okay, we like how this look. Like, I love unks, I love the meaning behind it, I love the Sankofa, I like all of that hotep shit, right? But you got some people that be hotepping, and they be on some bullshit. And when I say they be hotepping, it's like they be using it woke, using all these different symbols and images or whatever. The men be pandering for pussy, and these women, they be hoes and head wraps, and that's how I feel. And so sometimes I call them hoteps, and that's just what I be like, oh, you a hotep, and I use it as a derogatory term.
Well, it's like
so
this.
For you, how do you feel like with, a lot of people do what I do, and just, oh, that's a hotep. How do you feel about people using the word hotep that way?
It's like this. I can say, preem my nigga. Then I can turn around and say, niggas ain't shit. I said the same word, but it had two different meanings. Why would we do hotep any different? You know what I'm saying? So when somebody say, oh, man, ain't nothing but old dusty hotep, right? Yeah, but then I get with people and they say hotep, which means peace. You know what I'm saying? So everything has duality, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what that is. You know, I think our scholars highlighted ancient Kemet, you know what I'm saying? Really, probably to fuck with the enemy, you know what I'm saying? Not just to elevate us, but to take it away from Europeans. And so, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us may have migrated from come over here from West Africa, but that Egypt shit, that ain't y'all shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they did try to claim it.
That ain't y'all. That's Africa, right? And black people built that. Now, that might not be my direct bloodline, but black people built them pyramids. Arabs wasn't there either when the pyramids were built. Them was jet black, nappy-headed people that were there when they were going through those 4 golden ages. And many scholars believe that when ancient Kemet fell, a lot of those dark-skinned people migrated to West Africa and blended in with those societies there. So some of us may actually have Kemetic blood in our bloodline. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's more so just a source to grab some pride. Ain't no such land as nigga land. So if we gonna be niggas, we might as well be Kemetic. You can't claim nigga. Ain't no land to nigga. Right. So you gonna tell me I ain't from Kemet, then you can't tell me I'm a nigga.
I just had to spin the block on there earlier.
That's how. So I don't get offended. It's just the shit. Okay, it's all good to me. What's the tone? What's the energy and the spirit you talking to me in? That's what I want. That's primary for me.
But then, like you said earlier, though, like you said, life comes from the east, though. You know what I'm saying? So actually, according to the migration, and you know what I'm saying, it came life. You know what I'm saying? That's how we got. That's how you even got West Africa. East,
according to most studies, right? So it is what it is. You know,
it is what it is.
Us here, man, they kidnapped over 300 different distinct ethnic groups from Africa, and you had indigenous black people here. Everything blended together. We're something new.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to talk about this comment real quick. Heavy Toke said West Africa has some of the greatest civilizations and kingdoms, Mali, Ghana, and Morocco. And that's the thing. That's why my thing is, it's like we don't be highlighting it though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like I think
that Egypt is so attractive because really Europeans put it in the mainstream.
Right.
Europeans put Egypt on the pedestal first. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't talk about West Africa like that.
They don't talk about that. The Europeans talk about it. They did movies about Cleopatra, Moses, and the Ten Commandments, all that type of stuff. So when you find out that Egypt was a black civilization, you grab that because that's something that's already familiar to you. When you in school, you learn a little bit about Egypt, but it's white. But when we flip it, it's just like flipping Jesus. You know what I'm saying? When we flip Egypt, I think that's what people grab.
So basically, what I'm getting from it, you know what? You don't open my eyes to it, because basically what I'm getting from it is more so us reclaiming it as this was a black land. Like, this ain't what these people said it was, and it's just redefining it and saying, hey, they done lied to us about what this was.
That's it. We just taking it from them. It ain't so much me saying I'm from Kemet. Y'all not from Kemet. But if somebody gonna claim it, it's gonna be me.
It's gonna be you. It's gonna be us.
Okay.
If somebody gonna claim pyramid building, it's gonna be me. You can't have that.
That makes a whole lot of sense.
For sure. Hey, well, we're taking it back to hip hop real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that always, you know what I'm saying, something that was always funny to me. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to conscious hip hop, like Public Enemy, KRS-One, shit like that, it seemed like a lot of their biggest fans be white.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what do you think makes white folks gravitate to some of this quote unquote revolutionary type music? You know what I'm saying?
They believe in shooting for freedom, and we've been conditioned to run away from it.
Say that one more time.
They believe in shooting for their freedom, like they can identify with that, even when you, because I've witnessed it firsthand. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I've been in them crowds. I've been to the Immortal Technique shows. And all that. I've had
Dead Prez.
I've had conversations with Caucasians because they have a history of bloodshed. So when you start talking about it, then they can identify with it. They identify with revolution because they grew up learning about their revolutions. So they get with that, right? But they also feel safe because they don't believe you're gonna actually do it.
That's the cold part about it, right?
They don't feel like you're gonna do it, but they get it with that vibe. And when they go back home and topple they dictator in Romania, because when you get over them Germans, them German kids, them Romanian kids, and them Serbians, they love conscious hip hop.
Right.
They fighting revolutions.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. With us, we scared to go to the show.
Yeah, that should be once crazy. You, like, you know what I mean? It'd be
young
like
and wild, yeah. But once you start working for AT&T, you worry about who's gonna take a picture and post that up that you was at the Dead Prez show.
Right. They be out there, man. They be, you know, and so we get their biggest fans. You know what I mean?
We get mad at the artists. Look at Stickman shaking hands with the Cracker. Well, the Cracker bought some tickets. You ain't buying none.
Exactly. For sure.
Stickman gotta pay. Stickman gotta feed his children.
Mm-hmm. They the ones that's supporting. You know what I mean?
How you gonna work? I love Stickman for having white fans, and you work for Kinko. You work for Walmart and shit. You work for the Waltons. You mad at Stickman because he got a white friend. Fuck you, man. Get out of my face.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I remember we got mad at us when we had hosting the rap battles at our spot in Fort Worth. You know what I'm saying? It was non-black, it was white people in there. Motherfuckers talking about, man, maybe you should take the red, black, and green flag down. Maybe you shouldn't have them all up in there. Like, nigga, fuck what you mean? Fuck you mean I shouldn't have them in there? We doing business.
Right.
You serious? What you mean? You ain't in here, right?
When I sell chicken to white women, I call them queens.
Yeah. One cat criticized, hold up, I'm gonna say this, and one cat criticized me, he in the military. Nigga, how the hell you gonna tell me not to have white people in my business and you kill people for white people? Get on somewhere with that shit.
But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about that too. That I feel like is very ignorant about black people in business, where they want to be like, oh, okay, everybody got to be black. Let me tell you something. The reason why we in this problem that we in right now because white people know how to use black bodies in places that they're needed. Black people need to learn how to do the same thing. I had a friend that had what is it, a home cleaning business or whatever, and you come to people's houses. And so what he did is he wrapped his truck, white people on the truck, voicemail. His homeboy was actually a white dude, and he told him, man, your business is slowing down. You need to put me on you don't need to be on your voicemail. He actually put the white boy on the voicemail, and so now he was getting customers. And then one time he actually went to somebody's house. He owned it. He actually went to somebody's house and he was like, I don't want you. The lady was like, I don't want you here. Let me speak to your boss.
Yeah.
A white lady was like, said that, and he said, I am the boss, and it fucked her up. But a lot of black people be feeling like, okay, if you rubbing elbows and you doing business and you know what I'm saying, you maneuvering out here, you a coon if you ain't gonna be able to dodge doing business with these people. You just gotta know how to maneuver.
You shouldn't even want to if you got a product or a service, you know what I'm saying, that they'll jump on, you know what I'm saying, and you're not a sellout because you're doing business with people who are not African. You know what I'm saying? You become a sellout, you know what I'm saying, when your benefits from that business goes towards Europeans, when the benefit from what you're doing ain't benefiting your people, when you disassociating yourself totally from your people because you're doing that, that's when you sell out, you know. But treat them like tourists, period. You treat them like tourists. Shout out to Rise Elijah. That's one of the things he told me when we opened up Kushites. He said, let them all in, Baba. Treat them like tourists. They're just visiting. Sell them a shirt, send them on their way.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
can I spin the block right quick?
Go on, spin the block. We're gonna hop right back in the car with you. Spin the block.
Okay, check this out. We had a guest on a couple weeks ago by the name of Charleston White, right?
Yes, sir.
And we were talking about hip hop, and he said the hip hop is destroying black people. We need to throw that shit away, right? It's the culture is too toxic. Shit is over with, right? Mm-hmm. First of all, what's your opinion on the brother? Do you know the brother, and does he have a valid point?
Yeah, you know, of course I know Charleston, you know what I'm saying? I know Charleston White, man. Charleston White used to drive to the southwest side of Fort Worth and donate $50 to the Uhuru Academy once a month. We used to see each other in community meetings, and I remember he was on the Republican thing, you know what I'm saying? And it was always a mutual respect. So yeah, I know Charleston. I understand what Charleston is doing, you know, not my style, that's his style, you know. And Funky Town niggas, we just built different, you know what I'm saying? So he breaking the internet, and I respect that. But as far as the point of throwing hip hop away, no. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to conquer hip hop. I think we need to reconquer it. I think we still need to thrive to take over it, to control it. You know what I'm saying? And that's not easy to do, but that's what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to re-embrace our children and take over that, you know, and so they know how to turn their ears off to the bullshit and understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't think hip hop is there. I think if you throw away hip hop, you're throwing away black youth, because that's the toxicity is being carried out by black youth. So how do we throw the toxicity away without throwing them away? And I'm just not willing to do that.
Hey, well, speaking of that, it seemed like lately, like the last few years, like gang banging in particular is making a comeback.
Yeah.
You know, places, especially in places like LA, Chicago, you know, shit like that.
Right.
Then you turn around and look at shit like the halftime show. You know what I mean? Right. Where you got Snoop on there, you know, of course, with the Crippin' thing. Then you look at Dirt, you look at the New York drill shit, you know, so it's kind of being pushed in the mainstream.
Well, it's absolutely being pushed, but you know, that's nothing new though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's nothing new. You know, hell, they've been pushing the Jim Crow shit since Jim Crow. You know, they've been pushing the image, the black folklore, the image of the stud, the gangster, that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Since Jim Crow, that's the image of the black person that they want to see, because there's no outcry for people like that. So if you got a bunch of bed wenches, if I put the bed wenches out front and then we rape them and we do shit to them and don't provide an opportunity, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for it. You should, you know what I'm saying? You promoted that that's what you are. You know what I'm saying? So when you get on those big stages like that, now I love Snoop, man. I feel like Snoop has a great heart, and I feel like he's doing his best to turn something that's been negative into something positive. But it's just easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have died behind it, but because of my experience in the streets,
right,
I know for a fact that everything about so-called gang banging ain't bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been in situations where people were just forming families and trying to survive the best way they know how, underline know how. You know what I'm saying? And in that know how, they harm themselves even more than they harmed other people. You know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So now I have empathy for that, but at the same time, if you step off the porch, you got to take whatever come with it.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't jumping in front of no bullets for nobody. I ain't stopping the police from coming to get you. If you out there, you got to take what come with it until y'all gangster hard asses get smart enough to figure out a smarter way to do it. If the Jews can have a mob and turn it legit and still be a mob behind the scenes, if the Italians can do it, then your ass can do it. The only thing missing is cultural cohesion. That's why consciousness got to be a part of the streets. Because if gangsters don't know that they black first, they just gonna kill each other and they gonna continue to be pawns to the larger system. That's the only thing.
Man, that man spoke a word right there. That man spoke a word right there.
Italians know they Italians. They gonna kill each other, but they gonna have a commission. They gonna set a G code. And if Preem is a Don, I'm a Don, and his soldier violate my soldier, he gotta take care of his soldier, not me. I shouldn't have to come to his community and kill his soldier. If his soldier's in violation, he should kill his soldier. He should punish his soldier. Period.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yes, indeed. So that was that. I did want to kind of go ahead and move into the hip hop school past and present group and how we get down, because today somebody made a post. Actually, it was Heezy that made a post on his actual personal page.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that one? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that one, then we're gonna bring up the post, and we're gonna go into an actual post. But I kind of like hijack that thing or whatever. But you had made a post today, Heezy, and you was talking about how these people be saying that the music is dumbing us down, right? So Baba, I actually wanted to get your opinion on it. Do you think that certain music dumbs us down?
Well, I look at music just like I look at school curriculum. School curriculum can dumb you down. When them folks just teach you as far as the Pythagorean theorem, and they don't let you really get into no calculus and shit like that, you've been dumbed down. You know what I'm saying? When they just teach you European history and you don't learn nothing else, just that one perspective, while they have multiple perspectives, you've been dumbed down. I don't know if you say dumbed down implies that you was ever smart in the first place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if you dumbed down, then you have to be smart at first.
Yeah, my only issue with the dumbed down phrase is dumbed down implies that it was already here and it brought you down there. I think that the music today is teaching on level. I think it's not elevating. I think that you're already dumb and you're not being elevated by the music.
You know what? And that's the point that Heezy made, because he was like, basically, if you was intelligent already, the music can't dumb you down. So you already got to be dumb. And it's just the water just met its level.
Yeah, it's at level. That's how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't look at the music and blame the music itself.
Because Baba, you can attest, I'm sure you have some students that listen to trap music all day long.
Absolutely.
That are geniuses.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And it's that's innate in a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? That intelligence is innate in a lot of them, right? But what happens though is that what they're listening to does affect how they interpret and express that intelligence. And that's real talk. You understand what I'm saying? So you may have intelligence, but how you express, like how many cats you know should have been president. But because of the level of education, streetwise, school-wise, the best they really could do was run the block with a sack of crack.
I feel you. I feel
but you know it was more in them than that. You understand what I'm saying? If more would have been poured into them, they would have poured more out. You know what I'm saying? So I see that. So what we do at the Uhuru Academy, we recognize that intelligence. But now, like I had one youngster, man, he was Juice WRLD, he was Dirk them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Now he still loved them, but now he more on Public Enemy. He going back and grabbing because he can't find no new shit. He grabbing Public. He listened to Wu-Tang, man. Man, like for 3 weeks, man, he kept changing his name on Zoom to a different member in Wu-Tang. He 14. He was ODB 1 week. He was RZA 1 week. He came back, was Ghostface Killer the other week. You know, he get on about me. What you know about this right here? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He playing Inspector Deck. You know what I'm saying? So when his horizon started broadening and he started searching for stuff that resonated what he was learning in school, his music taste kind of changed. He still got love. He said, man, I had to stop listening to Juice WRLD too much because it was depressing. I didn't realize how depressed I was.
Damn. Yeah. I feel you on that.
That's what young people are telling me. I ain't saying that's depressing. They're telling me, man, I had to balance that out, Bob, because that was depressing.
Yeah, it's definitely influential, you know what I'm saying? You know, positive or negative, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Either way.
Yeah, it's definitely influential. I wouldn't do it. That's the only reason why I rap. It's the influence of it.
The reason why I have a problem with that, because a lot of people are not being genuine. It's really an attack on the youth.
That's what I was about to say. It's used as an
insult. That music making them dumb and stupid. They stupid and dumb. Listen to that shit. So I don't fall into that. So that's why I be like, nah, that ain't what's up. You know what I'm saying? I know what they doing. They ain't slick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we went through that. You know what I'm saying? We went through that as youth.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Our music was called trash, garbage. You know what I'm saying? The whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? So now as elders, we see it, we recognize it, and saying, nah, we're not gonna let history repeat itself. You know, you got to get in there and find a genius in it. It's genius in there. You got to go find it. You got to pull it out. Then sometimes you got to show it to the youth because they don't even know it's there sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? We actually last week that's when we had the show about the old school versus new school. We had that show last week. I made a mistake and said that Young Dolph close friend was on last week, but actually last week we had that show old school versus new school. That was a really good show that spoke on that, and we got to do a better job with that because it starts seeming like the older generation start hating on the newer generation. And I had made a point, like, that's the same thing that our parents did to us. Like, you think that
they did it to BB King now?
Yeah, because, you know, I actually come up with the blues.
Yeah,
it wasn't no, I come up where, you know, if you played the blues on the Sunday, you was a heathen. And you got, you know, you got your some people in the neighborhood, they listening to the blues or whatever. So I come up like that. So for me to be listening to some rap music, it was like everything was, what the fuck is you doing? Like the blues was already too bad. Now you listening to some rap music, it didn't matter who it was.
Right, and then you look at them blues artists, man, who made all that beautiful music. You go to their shows, it's white folks.
Yep. And them blues shows be so
that's all to be too.
Right.
That's
so,
all to be.
So history, it just repeats itself. But that's what happens when you ain't proud of yourself as a people. You let motherfuckers shame you out of loving what you created while they make $1 billion off of it.
Damn. Cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded.
Cold-blooded.
So we can't let them shame us out of loving hip hop. And I want to shout out to Richard Raw, Tahir RBG as well. You know what I'm saying? 2 conscious hip hop artists that I dig too. But you can't let them shame us out of loving hip hop because they're pointing out this section of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? That's giving a self-destructive message. Nah, man, you can't shame me. Ain't nothing wrong with us that what's right with us can't fix. Here.
Yeah, and I think next week, isn't it next week, we're gonna have a conscious artist from the United Front that is gonna actually be on the show next week,
What's
but
up?
money.
That's
So
what's
he'll
up.
actually be on the show next week.
Yeah.
He's a member, he's a student enrolled in the hip hop school, past and present. We've taught him a lot, and
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
here next week, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm
To
with
give
you.
us our flowers while we're still here, you know
Right,
what I'm
man.
saying?
And again, like every genre of hip hop doesn't go away. They fall back. You're gonna fall back for a period and just operate in your community, in your niche, in your circle, right? Like Insane Clown Posse, right?
Yeah.
They
They
Y'all
got
still
they
remember them?
following.
doing
Yeah.
sellout shows. They some of the most successful. That's one of the most successful hip hop groups of all time. When they fall back from the mainstream, they just working in their niche, right? And that's what conscious hip hop is not. Now, if somebody get killed by the police, we'll be in the mainstream.
Yeah.
Okay, because when
That's usually
Freddie
how it
Gray
goes.
was
Yeah.
killed, when Trayvon, all them, all of a sudden motherfuckers was going afros, mainstream artists. All of a sudden they was black again. You know what I'm
Red, black,
saying?
and green
And
flag.
then Biden got elected, and everybody got their perms and contact lenses back. You know what I'm saying? You know, but as soon as some shit pop off, the conscious rappers will be coming to the forefront, then
Black
get
fist.
to the back when the okie doke comes. That's just how it go. It ebbs and flows, but it don't die.
And them the people that I be calling a damn hotel. Them people that do shit like that. That's when you see exactly what he explained. Like people be bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really about that.
Oh,
You know,
no,
they
man.
playing under
It's
the
a way
guise
of
of that.
life.
Like that's what I be like, oh, okay, that's an old hotel motherfucker.
Yeah, man, it's a way of life. You know what I'm saying? And the people who live it don't really got time to show it like that. It ain't really interested in showing it like that, and ain't really worried about it.
It ain't on you, it's in you.
It ain't on you, it's in you. You know what I'm saying? So when it became popular to be that, and it became a bag attached to it, hell yeah, I'm finna put on a bead necklace and all that. And y'all done seen folks flip flop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, it is what it is.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and I don't appreciate it because the frauds make all of us look bad that are doing business. So I've had to double prove what I do with my school cause other people faking the funk with education.
And that's sad.
You see what I'm saying?
That's one of my issues too, as far as like they highlight the people that's doing wrong out here, but they don't go as hard for the people that's doing right. You know what I'm saying? They constantly talk about the people that's fucking over people, scamming people, but the people that's doing right, they don't really talk about them for long.
Hip hop too.
Zuckerberg, Sirius XM, all these places, they don't want you paying attention to me because I'm gonna be like, let's build a Sirius XM and compete with them. I'm gonna be like, let's do our own social media. Fuck Zuckerberg. So they don't want you listening to that. You know, because look at my crazy ass. I'm talking about no funding. I'm like, we gonna build a school. Out of what? I ain't have no degree. You know what I'm saying? Out of what? What I'm gonna build a school out of? Right? So don't listen to me, because if enough people listen to me, we'll fuck around and build one for real.
For real.
Right? I just happen to say, I don't care if it's under a tree. We're gonna have a school.
Indeed.
And it's gonna be here in 100 years. We building it brick by brick.
Yeah, well, before Baba Amin get us kicked off Facebook, hollering fuck Zuckerberg. Y'all see if y'all get but fuck him though. You hear me?
I just said he wasn't.
Yeah, he ain't worth a damn. That hey, make sure y'all like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and see if y'all can answer this hip hop trivia question. Who was the first rapper to give a shout out to the RBGs? Again, who was the first rapper to give a shout out to the RBGs? Try to answer that question. Also, we have a t-shirt giveaway from our sponsor, Artifacts Clothing Company. Just follow the instructions down below in the ticker. I done had a little bit too much tequila. I can't explain this shit no more. Just look at what that thing say down at the bottom. It's been rolling, and make sure y'all do that, right?
Tag up
go to the school post.
Yes, indeed. Yes, make sure that you share the post. Make sure that you share the actual show, and you put 20. You tag 20, at least 25 people. and you want to hashtag hip hop school past and present. You got a hashtag, because if you don't use the hashtag, we're not gonna be able to trace your entry. You got to do the hashtag. So far, I've only seen just one entry that did it properly. So you got to make sure that you use the hashtag.
Man, listen, man, you dealing with some dumb down people that don't even understand the instructions.
Hey, he said these motherfuckers been listening to Migos and Future and shit. They don't know what the fuck.
Nah, some of them niggas been listening to KRS-One and X-Clan all their life, but can't understand the
And they
simple
still
motherfucking
slow.
instructions on how to get the goddamn T-shirt with the Artifacts Clothing is the #1 cultural RBG Black Power clothing line out there. Get you a shirt, follow the instructions, and get you a goddamn shirt, man.
Yeah, and the thing is, the beauty of this, guys, the shirts that's on the what I show is not just the only shirts that you could choose from. That was just an example. Go onto the website www.artifactsclothing.com. Go onto the website. It's a $25 value. So whatever you see within that price range that you would like, you can pick that out, and you can also do a custom hip hop artist T-shirt as well. But you have to actually follow the instructions, or we're not gonna be able to put you in the entry.
Get that, man, and quit acting like tagging is hard work. And just your thumbs.
Yeah.
Quit acting like tagging is effort. I mean, who is who is your let's say your top 3 producers in the game?
Kanye West is #1.
Who?
Kanye West is #1.
Kanye West.
Yeah, okay. he's #1. I think he may be the greatest hip hop producer of all time.
Man.
#2, who would I put behind Kanye of all time? I gotta say Dr. Dre, and I'll just say that just for his ear. You know what I'm saying? Because he got other people in there playing instruments for him, but you still gotta have that ear. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say Dre, and then outside of that, I gotta come down south and let me see. I think I'm gonna fuck with Dungeon Family.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Dungeon Family. What was they produced?
Organized Noise.
Organized Noise. You know
Recognized Noise, right?
Yeah,
okay, because I thought you was gonna say Beats by the Pound.
I fuck with Beats by the Pound though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I say, you can't go wrong, man. It's so diverse, and I kind of miss them days where I could tell where somebody was from by the music that.
Yeah, because when you listen to this is for the bourbons in the Cadillac, man, KLC on the drums, man. Oh my god,
yeah.
Oh my god.
You know what I'm saying? So, I guess because talent is transcended, I kind of just focus on impact and influence. So those would be my 3 that I was.
I miss those days where you can even now it's certain producers that they have that staple, and it's like I'm able to it's that signature sound where if I'm listening to a Pharrell beat, I know that's Pharrell right now. If I'm listening to Timbo, I know that that's Timbaland right now. If I listen to Kanye West, I'm kind of Kanye West. He could be so sporadic at times to where I don't actually get that signature sound from him yet, where I could just know for sure that this is a Kanye West beat. But back in the day,
that speaks to his versatility.
Exactly, and that's a beautiful thing, because back in the day we could tell, like, okay, we know this a Dre beat. We know when they pull them strings out, we know that's Timbaland
and that synth, yeah.
Exactly. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
So we want to get into this school post, right?
Let's do it.
So we have to incorporate the hip hop school past and present. The thing, the group that birthed this thing that we have here right now.
Yes.
So there was a school post that was made that said, the big timers is greater than Mobb Deep. What do you think about that, Baba? I mean, I want to hear from you first.
I would definitely agree aesthetically. Now Mobb Deep, they're better rappers. I'll give them that. They're better rappers, but they're not better song makers than the big timers. Okay, a lot of cats can rap, and I'm into that, man. I feel that. I ain't never been the in the room with 10 niggas and you hear that? I ain't never been that guy. You know what I'm saying? So Mobb Deep aesthetically ain't never been my thing. And Preem know that I've tried to like I really have. You know what I'm saying? But if I had a choice, I'm gonna play Big Timers before I play Mobb Deep. I think they're better song makers. They're not better rappers, but I think they're better song makers.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But listen, I do me personally, I do like Big Timers. I like, you know, especially their old shit when they first came out. You know what I'm saying? They was rocking. But Mobb Deep got classics, man. Mobb Deep got classics. They got classic albums. They got bangers.
Questioning that. I'm talking about they classics. They classics. Man, Mobb Deep is on another level.
They got some of the most iconic songs in hip hop, though. Like,
I respect your intelligence, Baba Amin, and everything. That you've been a great guest, but Big Timers ain't fucking with Mobb Deep on no level of music whatsoever, motherfucking ever, my nigga.
All right. Well, I mean, you know, I'm just say they better song makers to me.
They are.
You know what I'm saying? They better song makers. Mobb Deep are better rappers all day long, right?
What, Quiet Storms and Shook Ones? Like,
that's it. That's what I like, and I like Lil Kim verse the best. But that's just me, though.
Right, and so me, I like the Big Timers better because I like niggas that be talking. I like niggas that talk their money shit, like talk their money shit. You know what I'm saying? Like stunt. I like all that.
Them niggas can't rap. Them niggas can't rap at all.
They can't
at all.
Really at all. And a pimped out Gucci suit. That's bars.
When I was in the game,
I like Big Timers though. I like Big Timers. It ain't nothing. I listen to them.
Right. But see, when I was in the game, y'all, I'm biased against the East Coast. I'll admit that. Because when I was in the game, I would go up to K104. We would go up to K104 FM in Dallas. They're playing all that New York shit. And they would tell us, we don't make hits, we play hits.
Oh, that's what it is.
Well, that's
what it is, Cream.
And
now we see what it is.
Niggas got a personal problem, B.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So during that time, you couldn't play me anything from New York. I didn't want to hear it. You know, and then when Pop did Mobb Deep, I never listened to them again.
So check this out, Bob. I mean, you know, we in a hip hop school, right? And you see the post, you see the back and forth, right?
Yeah.
I've been labeled and mischaracterized as a New York hater, right?
Yeah, no, you're not.
I don't know why they characterize you as that.
But you know me
personally. I've almost personally kicked you out of Texas on several occasions.
So I am not a New York hater, right? You know me personally, right?
Yes.
I'm not a New York hater. Thank you. That's all I want to know, brother.
I can attest to that
I used to get mad at. You want them there back in the 90s, man. When I run into a Texas cat and he rap and he sound like he from New York, I just get pissed at the motherfucker. Nigga, you from Como. You from Stop 6. We don't say son.
Yeah, yo.
We don't say son. We don't say yo. We don't say yo God. That ain't even how our 5%ers talk. Now if you from Texas.
And that's the thing with Supreme is that for anybody that say Supreme is a New York hater, then they don't know him. They don't know him because
he do a good job of trying to keep
when he do that woo shit, he like dead ass serious. Like the dude really walk around with them shirts on and stuff. Like I be like, come on now.
I was listening to the show when Preem said he cut off his pinky to meet the RZA. I'm still not over it.
No, he dead ass serious.
All the Wu-Tang.
Over that, man.
We don't use our pinky for much, brother. The pinky ain't really that important, my nigga.
RZA is garbage, though.
The RZA ain't the RZA the one with the list.
Yeah,
he's a mastermind.
I mean, but you know, he a co-producer, but you know,
he a good producer.
With the PC
class. The RZA is like the weakest link in the Wu, though.
No, there is no Wu without RZA.
Nah, he ain't the weakest link.
He's a producer.
He's the leader.
He ain't the
He's
weakest
the
link.
mastermind.
But Pinky though.
Yeah.
But overall though, man, man, Mobb Deep, man.
My nails to meet that.
It's definitely better than
Hey, Mobb Deep, they catalog, man. You say you went back and tried to listen. I believe you, you know what I'm saying? But man, Mobb Deep got classics. The catalog is deep.
Man, I can't
You know what I'm saying? And they just by far better than the big times.
Look at Rashida,
Bottom line.
When that nigga Baba went back and listened to Mobb Deep, this nigga say he couldn't finish it because it was like listening to a novel.
No, but for real though, like for real, I can't get with it. Like the big timers get in a car, you know, like to me, regardless of what anybody say or whatever the case may be, when you listening to the big timers and you listen to what they are saying, it's like damn, like they be saying some shit. They probably don't know how to really arrange it or whatever, but they be saying some shit.
Man,
I take it back. Music makes people dumb if you fucking think that the big timers were talking about some shit. I take it back. Yeah.
Well, let me put off this man, Mike. I have the power.
I enjoy myself. It's like this. Mobb Deep to me, they were some cool. They were some project cats talking about their experience in the projects. But them ain't my projects. My projects is Butler Housing. My projects is Ribley Honor. My projects is Cavill. And my street music is Young Bleed. My street music is Six Dukes. I want to hear niggas talking about the streets that I grew up on. I don't understand. I didn't grow up in Bedford Stuyvesant or whatever the name of them places is.
So Baba, you like me.
Queensbridge.
You're like me.
I'm not from Queensbridge. So I don't identify with they sound. But that don't mean that they not good. It's just when I'm listening to them playing Scully. We don't play Scully. What is that? I ain't never played Scully. What is Scully? We don't play Scully where I'm from. I don't get that. He ain't talking to me, so I don't listen.
But you know what, Baba? That's the same way that I was when I was coming up in Memphis or whatever, and I will be listening to these people and they talking about their projects and they talking about their struggle, and their struggle was the elevator was broke in the projects, and nigga, we ain't got no motherfucking elevator in no projects or the subway, or you done got shanked on the subway. Like, what are you talking about? It's not relatable to me.
That's bullshit, Baba. You just not expanding your mind trying to understand their culture.
That might be it.
You
that
push
ain't got nothing to do with relatability.
I disagree.
I gotta expand my mind to understand their culture, then they're not relatable.
But it don't make the music sound good to me.
Listen, you push African dice, but you ain't ever played that shit. You love that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know how to shoot crabs. I know how to throw dice. But I don't do Scully. I don't understand that, man. You niggas was wearing them Timberland boots in hot ass Texas. Some jeans. It was never right. It was never right. And you
with
know
the motherfucking fatigues and shit. Huh?
Y'all stop having Southern fun because y'all want to act like y'all was depressed on the East Coast in the snow. Nigga, we happy in the South. It's warm. It's warm in December. Okay? I didn't understand it. So I'm like, no, man, these girls out here and all these short songs, and y'all want to talk about that stuff? I wasn't with that. I wasn't with that.
And that's why I like that stoner music better, because I could have my hot girl summer on that stoner music, and then I could be walking around with my little hoochie mama shorts, and somebody gonna blow a bag because they was listening to Manny Fresh telling them to, and the Birdman to tell them to get it how they live.
So they not gonna blow. They not gonna blow a bag. Listen to Prodigy.
Hell no. A nigga gonna have me depressed as hell,
right?
And he gonna have me depressed as hell, telling nigga that like them New York shit. Them New York chicks.
What? Your uncle
them New York chicks be telling me to suck they dick.
I ain't taking them away from them. They great. Understand this. Mobb Deep is great. Okay, they great. They are great. They were great at what they did. Just aesthetically, it didn't resonate with me. You know what I'm saying? Culturally, it's not the culture that I was from, and I'm from an era where you stood on your culture. So I stood on my Southern culture, and I refused to let anything penetrate back then. And
you saying Supreme Ryan stand on his culture, huh?
That's pretty much what he's saying.
Supreme Ryan is a hip hop head.
He a hip hop
versatile.
head. He hip hop head. He trill. You know what I'm saying? He trill. You know he trill. But there are times where we gotta call and remind them, nigga, you is from Fort Worth.
Listen, son. Your culture might have been that, nigga. My culture was mathematics, God, and I was listening to the niggas that was spitting mathematics, God. So that was my culture.
See, that's the shit I was dealing with in Fort Worth days. That's why it was hard. See, I'm from the hood too, but I'm looking up. Half my niggas want to claim West Coast gangs, and the other half want to be East Coast rappers.
I was all that.
And that's just a whole lot. You have to deal with they put too much weight on your shoulder. You only one man.
I'm like, man,
you only one man.
Yeah, I remember niggas coming to me talking about get down to. I'm from Stop 6. Get down the blood thing. I had two problems. Number one, blood ain't from here. I'm from here. Number two, I don't like dressing up like a bunch of boys. I don't like us all dressing alike.
right.
So I couldn't go. I wasn't gonna do that. You know, and no clown nobody that did it. It's all good. It was all respect, you know, but it wasn't Southern bred. It wasn't Southern born. That's just what it is. So I'm still biased to Southern music.
Yeah.
Me too, bro.
I mean, if that's the hill you want to die on, we just gonna leave it like that.
Gonna leave it like that. But I love the East Coast. I love the East Coast. I appreciate the East Coast. I appreciate that skill level. They push us all. You know what I'm saying? East Coast lyricism. I don't care what any rapper say. East Coast lyricism pushed all of us to get better with our pen. Period.
For sure.
Period. Yep. And that's a fact. Can't deny that.
Yep. Yes, indeed. But again, I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Y'all been having the conversation has just been going and flowing in the comments. Make sure that y'all like this video, share this video, and make sure that y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. And follow the directions that's going in the ticker so you can win you a free shirt from the Artifacts Clothing Company. So our hip hop trivia question was, who was the first rapper to give a shout out to the RBGs? Who want to answer that, guys?
That was my question. I know the answer, but Baba, do you know the answer?
I'm gonna guess Ascari X.
Ooh.
Yep.
That was a good guess.
Okay,
it
anybody
probably
else want to guess it?
Ascari X. That's what I'm gonna guess too. I'm gonna have to go back and fact check this.
Yeah. Okay, listen. This is where we at with it. Brother True, I gotta talk about it, right? Y'all ready?
Yep, we're ready.
I already knew who it was.
The first person to shout out the red, black, and green was Chuck D on Don't Believe the Hype in 1988 at the end of the song. Now, as far as I know, I've never heard an MC, rapper, or group shout out the red, the black, and green before Chuck D.
1988. Okay. I believe.
All right, I can get with that. Yeah. We just played that for our students the other day, man. They wanted, we was doing 80s hip hop at the Uhuru Academy. And one of the my fourth graders, the girl out of Atlanta, was like, play Public Enemy, Don't Believe the Hype. And we was rocking to that, man. We was rocking that, man. Our babies know, man. Our babies know. We just got to keep giving it to them, man. They going to feel it. We just got to keep giving it to them.
Supreme, did he say RBG or did he say red? How did he say it?
He said red, black, and green.
Okay. Because somebody wanted to confirm that.
That said it though. Say it was Flavor Flav that said it.
Somebody said it was Flavor actually. Somebody said it was actually Flavor Flav that shouted out the RBG first.
Go listen to the Don't Believe the Hype at the end of it. Chuck D say red, black, and green, you know what I mean? Shout out to the red, black, and green, you know what I mean? Type shit.
That do sound like something Flavor say.
It does, because he was the hype. He was her hype man.
Yeah, we gonna say Public Enemy.
But all at the same time, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Baba Amin, for joining us. I know.
Hey, Baba. You go ahead and shout out to what you got going on. How everybody can reach you. You know what I mean?
Definitely, y'all. We got some huge announcements coming up regarding the Uhuru Academy. We scaling up the school, but save that. But I want everybody to just go check out uhuruacademy.com. 3rd grade through 12th grade, we enroll year round. We got our summer program coming up, 2 weeks in June, 2 weeks in July, 2 weeks in August. Y'all, we don't get grants. Everything we get, we supported by the Black community. You know what I'm saying? So you can support us if you want to donate to the school. It's $ Uhuru Academy. But right now we got a real special project going on. Our students have written a first comic book anthology. We teamed up with the Fifth House Collective, and our babies have taken these short stories and they put it into a book that they call The Feather. And we done teamed up with professional Black illustrators, and they taking the baby short stories and turn them into comics. And the shit is so live, it don't make no sense.
Man.
Right,
Yeah,
right. It's so dope. Y'all, it don't make no sense how dope this project is. We want to print up 1,000 hard copies just to send out to the community. You know what I'm saying? So we have a Kickstarter campaign going on right now. I put the link in the live chat. You know what I'm saying? Go there, make a pledge. We're raising 20K. We got 30 more days to raise 20K. We're about to approach 2K, but I don't know. I ain't in nobody's pockets. One of y'all might have 18K right now. Drop it in the Kickstarter so we can get this done. We want to pay the artists. We want to get the hard copy. I'm talking about high quality hard copies. We want to be able to ship them, the whole 9 yards. We tell our babies we need to control our own narratives. They doing it. All these stories are powerful. All of them. Every last one of them. Our students write on a different level. So y'all, please check out the Kickstarter and go support that. That's The Feather, Uhuru Academy, the best education experience for Black children in the world, period, today.
Ain't no question.
Yes, indeed. And I want you to stay on for us because I need some more details with that, so we can drop the links or whatever. So thank y'all.
Definitely appreciate you. Appreciate you, Bubba, for stopping through.
Appreciate you too, Easy. Brother True, my Detroit family, man, they took care of us a couple of years ago, man. So
hey, come on back. Come on back.
Hey, on my way, man. I think I talked to True.
Bring this guy. Bring this guy right here.
I'll be there in August, my nigga, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm coming with love and hate.
Let's do
it. Yes, indeed. But thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode of the Hip Hop School Past and Present. Make sure y'all like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Class is dismissed.
The Hip Hop School Past and Present Podcast.